Good morning, early morning stars. How are you all this morning?
Very well.
Welcome back here again. I know you're here all the time, right? You live here all the time?
No, we come for visits quite often.
Okay, well...
Are you the one who put up on the...
vlogs and stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Good morning to you.
Yes.
Good morning. You all are actually our first views on this morning.
Oh, you are?
How many times have you all been... What's up, my brother?
We follow you.
Yeah, you walk with us then. You walk with us. Nobody leads. You walk with us. Good morning to each and every one of you all. You're actually on live right now on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
I know. Could we follow you on the screen?
We like to say you walk with us because we don't lead. You see, we like to say we walk with us.
Okay, because we don't hike somewhere. That's what sometimes.
Right. Well, we just use that term because no one in our group leads anyone.
Yeah,
we all walk together. So there's no leaders and no followers.
Right.
So how are you all this morning?
Very well.
Wonderful.
Couldn't be better being in Barbados.
How long have you all been here for?
Since middle of January.
Oh, beautiful. So you're down for the whole winter?
For a little longer, yes.
Yeah. Awesome, wonderful. Well, welcome. And you've been here numerous times, obviously.
Many times, yes.
Yeah, because you found the magical time, early morning, sunrises to walk.
That's when you have to be out.
Lovely. All right, so you know we refer to this as the best beach in the world. We've referred it for a long time that way.
Yes, it is, definitely.
I've met some of my lifelong friends here, some that are no longer with us, some that can't return because of health situations. How are you going, man? It's good to see you again, brother. Good to see you, man. All's well?
Yeah, all
good. All right. Okay, well, you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for sharing your joy and your smiles with us.
Yes,
everyone on here is obviously going to be saying hello to you, so you're on your YouTube channel. You can always come and have a look later.
Yes, and we enjoy your
our walks and stuff.
Your walks and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry Jeannette wasn't here to say good morning to you all, but she's online, so
okay,
take care. Have a great day, all right?
Bye.
Okay, see you later. All right, that's what you had to call it an unusual start for us because we've had a couple of technical delays and a couple of technical hold-ups and stuff. Well, as you can see, there's really no brilliant sunrise at the moment, as in brilliant bright, but it's absolutely beautiful, the pinks and oranges, etc. Hopefully, Jeannette has loaned me her camera because we want to try out and see what kind of resolution this brings, and we've been doing it since Q. The first Q vlog the other night was with her camera. The second one was mine. I think you'll probably see a difference in sharpness, but a little hard to judge that because one was in brighter daytime and the other one was in night time. So we'll continue trying out the two of them and experiment with them a little bit and see how that goes. Good morning, Jeannette, my darling. Sorry you weren't here with me. You know, God has plans for us, and we're on different journeys right now. In other words, not separated, but on different journey to what we're accustomed to. It's all a part of growing and healing and strength. So good morning to each and every one of you. We normally start off with a nice piece of serenity, as in silence and watching the sun come up. However, this morning, as I said, we had some technical difficulties. Number one was when we started. I'm going to put you down level, focus it on what we can see so far, and then talk to you from the background so you don't shake up and stuff, because I am moving around quite a bit here on top of the rocks, looking for a good vantage point for you. Let's see if we can find this one here. All right, so we're at Worthing Beach in Christchurch. Goes by numerous names because originally, the very first part, there was no sand connecting these beaches, so we had numerous names for it. So you'll hear a lot of different names being called for this section of beach. Number one is, this is known as Worthing Beach, and that goes in Sleuth Gate right down to the very end by what was Catcher Bank Hotel on the last corner. However, in the days like the 80s and 70s, these beaches were separated. So we had one called Carrot Beach, which is up the Carrot Beach Bar, one called Sandy Beach, which is right here to our left by what's known as the Sands, and then Catcher Bank Beach, which is down below. So there are the three different beaches. You will hear names remember walking in these areas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you just a short piece of Serenity. That'll be P-I-E-C-E, please. Or we can give you some P-E-A-C-E and Serenity as well. This is a beautiful, beautiful view. Sit for a couple of seconds, enjoy this, and then we'll be back with you. Okay, I did say a few seconds, so that's pretty much about it. We normally would start a much longer Serenity viewing than that. However, we're going to start up now. This morning we had some technical issues. The first one, when I went up, it told me that I hadn't selected horizontal or vertical, which I obviously had. That one we had to take off. Hopefully no one is still sitting there watching for that one. Second one, we had similar thing, a false start. I put the camera down in the truck while I was preparing to get ready to get out, and it started by itself. So that was the second one. And then the third one, lo and behold, walking on the beach here, I had it on off, merrily walking my way and saying, well, I'll get down right down to this section here before I start to run it. I tried to go to the sandbar, talked about that later, but I was unable to actually realize that it went on live. So you may have seen what you should not have been seeing, or what I didn't intend for you to see. But we did grasp the opportunity to speak to some friends and family that do walk with us on the journey, quite a few of them. I do know them all by face from partying years in Crystal Waters, but didn't have a clue what their name, and I've certainly never really spoken to any of them. But anyhow, good morning to each every one of you all. Welcome to beautiful, what we're going to call today, Worthing Beach, because we're going to walk this entire section here. We're not going to go on the lower section, which is Scatter Bank, because it's a little difficult to get around the front there. As you can see, the swells are sort of like coming through still. I know it was very, very rough over the last few weeks here on the island on both coastlines. I heard a rumor of a fatality yesterday on the west coast. Someone drowned on the west coast. I don't know if that's actually true, because I haven't read anything official on it yet. However, please exercise caution when you're in the island. We have spoken about it throughout the years. A lot of people come here and see some waves and think, oh, that's just a little more fun on a beach. And some of them have never even swam in the sea yet. Some have never seen the sea. Even if you have, trust me, the most experienced people that you can imagine have drowned here in this island before. Some experienced pram surfers, etc. So conditions, although they would have experienced much more severe conditions, you're not going to be familiar with what's going on. So our word of warning this morning and advice is, do not go in the sea unless you're a very strong swimmer. Do not go in the sea when the waves breaking unless you are a known surfer, because the currents are completely different when there's a swell with the backwash than when it is normal sea conditions. So we want you to exercise caution. We don't want to hear any more, or we don't want to hear of any fatalities or anything. So please exercise your caution. Pay attention to the flags, and even when there are no flags around, because there are a lot of beaches that flags are not on, because it's only on beaches where the lifeguards you'll find them. Please do not go in and see if it looks any different to flat or what you're accustomed to. If you're accustomed to it, well, then you're already familiar with it. Welcome to beautiful, beautiful Barbados. I'm going to say it again, beautiful, 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 because in front of you is beautiful, beautiful, and to the back of you is mostly beautiful and handsome and amazing. You can say I have my afro. I don't have a choice. My hairdresser's gone on strike. She will not cut my hair for me, so you're going to see this until she decides to cut it. She's going to tell you that she's not here in Barbados, so she can't cut it. That is only talk, because she could come down, cut my hair, and then go back up and deal with whatever she's dealing with. But anyhow, obviously I'm not that important anymore. After all, I am just the cameraman. Again, good morning to each and every one of you all. You all are known as the EMC Live Warriors. We did not announce anything this morning. We did not put up anything this morning, because we're trying to stress to you why it is important that you subscribe, and not only subscribe, but activate your notifications for us. That is the only way you're going to know when we're going on. The only time you're going to know that we're going on for sure would be at Q in the community. Everything else is going to be played by ear. So if you want to follow the channel but walk with us, please put on your subscriptions, put on your notifications. Remember, we're the Journey 246. If you somehow stumble on this, or you're not aware of what we are, who we are, please have a look at a few videos, understand the bantering that we do, which is all with respect and love. Before you think that we are completely crazy, just have a look and see what we actually do. All right, so sun is about to come up. I did try and go on the sandbar for you this morning. However, with the amount of surf that we've been having, it's shifted all over. It's not really consistent, although it is low tide at 6 this morning, or just after 6. It is not really consistent enough to get out. All right, so we're gonna say our Serenity prayer right now, which is something we really like to do, especially on sunrises, and whenever we get the opportunity, if the areas are conducive to it. Has to usually quiet and peaceful. We don't do it around a noisy environment, or a lot of people walking by and making sport and talking and stuff. So we like to do it in a more laid back and quiet time, so you can really appreciate it for what it is. It's a prayer for understanding, for peace, for guidance, for strength. And you know, you will understand if you start to say it and understand it enough, you will understand why it is so important to many of us. All right, so let's say Serenity prayer. If you'd like to join us, please do. All others, we'll be back to you in a couple of moments' time. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Okay, just to show you where I am right now, I'm actually out on the groin. This groin was laid after the hurricanes around 2004. If you go up on our Facebook page and you look at the Not So Beautiful Barbados album, you will see some pictures of what it was like. And when we captured those, it was actually at the 2004 time when the hurricane had just come through. And we came out on the beach and observed it and stuff. Unfortunately, don't have a lot more on record of how this beach used to be. But I can tell you a couple of things about it as we are walking this morning. We're not doing it from a stationary position. We just want to make sure that you got a chance to see the sun coming up for all those up north. We have seen your weather reports are coming in. You're in for some very heavy weather, especially for those in the States. I'm going to be seeing some blizzards and extremely heavy snow. And obviously, majority of that probably came in from Canada. So thanks very much, Canada. You have your effects on these states for sure. All right, okay, so we can make our way back down. It is a little tricky out here, so if you're coming out here, please be careful of how you're stepping and stuff. There's some rocks that are just slightly underneath the sand. You know, so if you're walking the beaches and things, just keep an eye on where you're walking. Don't just walk and look at this beautiful surroundings. Keep an eye on where you're actually walking, because there are some things around that can do some damage to you. We'll bring you alertness to them bit by bit. We've talked about them numerous times, so we can continue talking about them. All right, right down the very corner, the furthest point we're seeing right now would be down by Hastings Rocks. And then you can work your way back up basically along the entire Hastings boardwalk area. You can't see Rockley Beach itself. It's obscured by the point, which is in the center of the camera, which is where Cacra Bank Hotel used to be. It's Blue Orchid, and I can't remember the other one offhand. We'll remember it later on. I haven't done the beaches for a little while, so I haven't been thinking about names and stuff, but you would know where I'm talking about. And then you'll come up, see Foam Hacienda, which a lot of people stay at, center of the camera again, and you'll have this beach in front of you right up. So this beach, have a great walk. Do some steps for me, as you can see, I need it. All right, so at certain times of the year, you will find very, very limited sand down there. Right now, there's very little sand, because I've had a lot of swells coming through on the south and west. We have been monitoring them on the camera, although we've not been here, but we've been monitoring that, and also a lot of the surfing reports and stuff as well. Thank you to the Barbados Surfing Association for carrying a lot of those. So that beach right now is under a lot of pressure. At high tide, most of that's going to disappear, because right now the tide is extremely low, or I would say a very low tide. That is obviously not very visible now because of the surf and the surge that's coming in. However, at high tide with this surge, there's no doubt that that beach shall never disappear. Just to draw a reference here, most of the year, look at the color of the rocks. You can see the different colors of these rocks. You like to point this out so you can understand how it can be and how it is. All right, so these rocks here, they're very light, would be hidden from most of the elements most of the year. So these would be under sand. That will give you an understanding of how much sand has moved from here due to Barrow last year, and also to the ongoing south swells. The darker ones will be weathered, what we call weathered rocks here, because they're exposed majority of the year. So anywhere you're seeing a lighter rock in general, or a mark on a cliff, would indicate to you where the sand usually is. It would not get white like this here if the sand just came in for a couple of months and went back out. These are areas that had a lot of sand that due to Barrel, etc., have lost a lot of their beach. So you're going to see that a lot more. All here would normally be under cover. Years ago they put landfill here in Drama. You used to be right here. We used to come on a park here at one time. Before this was constructed, these condos, we used to park in this general area here, and we used to walk around along this section, up along the beach. All this was beach, believe it or not. I give you, hi, how are you all doing this morning? Morning. Welcome to Barbados. You're on YouTube, where the Journey 246 is all about love, peace, happiness, and positivity. Enjoy your day, okay? Have a good day. Okay, see you later. All right, so yeah, we used to park right here originally, driving right behind what, well, it's now, oh boy, I'm going to get back to it in a minute, Coral Sands. But we used to drive in behind there, park generally here, walk onto sand here, walk right out on sand. They used to come around in a U shape, sort of not a U shape, but like a cone shape, right around where that groin is, that would have been under sand completely. There would have been no groin there, but the beach would have been out there, actual beach. You would have walked out the end of that groin, touching dry sand only, majority of the time, and then you would have stepped into the channel, which is right off of that groin where the boats come through. And also that beach would have continued right up. Talk a little bit more when we get in that area, just to give you an understanding of what it used to be like. And that would have been in the 90s, because prior to that, as I told you before, beaches were very, very small here, extremely so. And then we had a big sand shift coming in. So anything prior to the 90s, you would have found a beaches channel area here. I will talk to you a little further up, but what used to happen is we used to play beach volleyball where that groin is, where you see the stick sticking up. We go back in that general area. We have volleyball nets set up there at one time, so you'll understand how much sand is actually moved. You all have a fantastic day. Thank you for being on. All right. Okay, so they had landfill when this beach first started to go. Landfill like this here came right around here, so these rocks were really not exposed. There was a landfill that's just been eaten out. You can see what's happening. Very much like the cliffs along the northern side of the island and eastern side of the island. Well, not in northern, but mainly the eastern side. You'll find a lot of cliffs that are made up similar to this here, because this is all chips of coral stone and stuff. This is not marl. This is actually chips of coral stone that have been compressed and stuff into this area here. So you'll find similar looking walls like this here in certain sections of the east of the island. That's why you're going to find big rocky beaches in certain sections in the unseen areas like the train line, because the cliffs are obviously subject to erosion and stuff, and the sea and thing would destroy part of the cliff, and then you'll find a lot of rocks on the beach. So basically that's how it's done. The ones on the east, so of course, are natural. However, these are sort of man-made. Anyone that's been here over the years would know about this little beach. It sometimes comes and goes, but I haven't really seen it this badly for a very, very, very long time. Usually there's sand covering all of the rocks in this area and that pipe as well. It will go from the point of where you'll see those coral stones there just in front, or the armored boulders just in front of that villa. It would come straight across here, all sand beach. However, fully exposed at the moment, as you will find most of the coastlines are, because of all these surf conditions we've been having. Again, good morning to each and every one of you. EMC Live Warriors with the Journey 246. Our journey is about obviously showing the beauty of Barbados. However, that is just the backdrop. The beauty of Barbados and the foundation of Barbados is our people and the love that we have here generating. So hopefully you'll have a chance to experience that. Please don't come here, stay at an all-inclusive hotel, and then go back home and say you have seen Barbados. You have not seen Barbados. If you don't get out there and experience the culture, experience the people of Barbados, and go to some little shops and stuff that generally a lot of people don't tend to visit, then you really haven't seen Barbados. So come back again and try that all again. We advocate beach shoes. We got a little sprinkle coming, so I got to watch the equipment. We advocate beach shoes if you're walking, exploring in Barbados. A lot of people I've seen in some of the popular media pages saying you don't need shoes in Barbados. You don't need shoes in Barbados. You're going to Rockaway Beach, Miami Beach, any of those popular beaches, Whole Town Beach, etc., because all of them are groomed by NCC on a daily basis, and you won't find broken glass and stuff like that, or it'd be very unusual if you do. However, you can go to beaches, as I'm going to show you in a second, today, or a few days ago, or a few months ago, walk on sand, and then come back and find something very perilous just sitting right below it, waiting on you, which could happen at any time. These are gables that have been laid here. These are remnants of them. They've all corroded. The wires all sticking out. You can see the ones that are still intact. You can see these others. And look across here as this water starts to recede. All that is wire sticking up waiting on you. If you are coming to Barbados, take it from me. It's not advice, it's a recommendation. If you're coming to Barbados, make sure you come, if you're exploring, with proper beach shoes. Ones that lace down, not ones that just pull on, that will slip off and cause parachutes and throw you down the water. You want something you can walk in or out of the water with comfort, knowing that your foot is secure. Now, these are not going to stop a metal spike, but it will certainly reduce the impact it will have. So this is what we would recommend. Go online and buy them. Also buy the one with the support straps. I will show you a little close-up of them so you can get idea in case you are an explorer. These are straps that reinforce the side. These pull everything in tight. So this is actually fitting like a glove, and the tighter you want it, the tighter you can pull it. So that way they will not come off. You go and buy the normal ones in a store that are for walking on sand, just staying on sand, they're going to form a parachute. They're going to throw you down at their closest opportunity because water gets in them, they can't escape. These shoes have holes in the bottom. that allow water out. All these sides are porous, allow water out. As I said, they're fully strapped on, so they do not bag or parachute themselves. Again, look at the amount of wire that's under here. So in another month or so, after March, because until the end of March we can get some swells, we can keep impacting here. But after March, when it starts to rebuild again, we may do that slowly before, this wire is going to lay just a matter of inches under the soil. You're going to come across it unsuspecting with your bare foot, exploring beaches, and you're going to pick up one of these spikes that are out here. These are well laid still, not impacted too badly, but I'll take you a little closer down. I want to keep emphasizing this because there's some people out there that mislead people and think they can come and walk anywhere in Barbados without shoes on. Look at this one right here, look. You're not even going to see that. So understand what awaits you. This is just one of the beaches. There are other things as well. You can get glass. If you're over on the east coast, you might find an old train line just barely below it, like especially on the Edgewater Hotel or where Edgewater Hotel used to be. There's some train line upright posts that are out there. They're pointed and just waiting on your foot. That can sometimes be a matter of a centimeter under the sand. You put pressure on it, onto that you shall go. So if you're exploring this island, you need to have the right attire. You need a pair of hikers if you're going off-road. If you're staying on the beaches, you need a proper pair of beach shoes. That is our recommendation. It's up to you to do what you want to do. If you want to listen to others that say you don't need beach shoes if you're exploring, that's entirely up to you. But we paint the honesty. We don't take you to a rose bush, say, go and hold our rose or smell our rose, and don't say be careful of thorns. That is what we do. Because we want you to be living in Barbados and walking with us. So we're going to explain to you exactly what it's all about. Whether you're here or not, you're in Barbados and you're walking on Worthing Beach right now. Many times a year, this is a fairly new post, by the way, new steps. This was a couple of little steps. You see all sides there, the brackets and stuff. Used to hold it before, after barrel. A lot of new structures had to go on the coastline so people could get down to the beach again. All up to this here, right here, would have been sand. Normally, under normal conditions, that's gone. You'll also notice all the beautiful coconut trees. They're along this line here, about 5 or 6 of them in this general area, starting from right here in the corner, right up. They have all been taken down over the last couple of years, sadly, because I thought they really enhanced the beach. But I can understand why. If you have a property behind, maybe that's the reason why. But sorry to see them go. All right, so low tide, you can walk right over here. Sargassum indicates to you where high tide is coming in to right now or at the last high tide. So this is what beach you can see at low tide. This is the beach that you can see at high tide. So if you are exploring, again, we advocate start your walks an hour to 2 hours prior to low tide. Remember, coming up to low tide, the tide gets low quickly. When it goes back to high, similar, gets high quickly. So for about an hour after the low tide, you will have the beach like this here or similar to this. Beyond that, all this is going to be covered with water. You can see where the water is coming up to. There will be no beach to put your chairs or umbrellas in that general area at all later on today at high tide. Beautiful morning. All of the sides of buildings are beginning to wake up now and glow with the sunrise coming in. It's absolutely gorgeous here. I'm not sure where you are in this world, but right now you can be right here with us. If you've been here before, you can merge your memories and your sensations with what you're seeing right now. I'm sure you'll be in Barbados. I can assure you of that. Lovely golden glow. Now another big change. Well, remember, we haven't walked the beaches now for 6 to 8 weeks. So that's because I was away, of course. But we are walking them, starting back walking them now. This is our first back out officially with a vlog. I have been out without a camera, but only for a brief visit before. But we're now officially back. So when you're walking into the sunrise, so forgive the brightness. For those of you that are new, we suggest that you put on your darker makers. If you're so new that you don't understand what darker makers are, they're the things that make the sun darker. So they're called shades, magic shades. Put them on now, so it'll make it a little easier for you going up here in this glare. Another very sad thing that's happened, nature has done this here though, is the loss of the trees, the grove that was here. We had named this here affectionately the Santerre Grove. There were like 5 coconut trees in this young area, one very small one that was growing here that seemed to have been stunted through year 4 to 7 before that went down. I know these dates because my family from Quebec and Canada, the Benoit and Norm and Diane and that family and Louise, who sadly passed recently, they planted these coconut trees over the years. I will share later a picture of Benoit and Louise where they're sitting right here on long chairs with a massive beach in front of them and no coconut trees here behind, or 1 or 2 small coconut trees that they planted. So that was called affectionately Santeri Grove. We do have it registered on Google Maps, so Santeri Grove will bring you right here. When Sandy Beach was big, this is no joke, the sand used to run from the outside of this groin out past the outside groin up here. So again, we'll walk and show you that as we're going. This was known as Sandy Beach Hotel, hence the name. When there were individual beaches called Sandy Beach, that is what this was called, this actual section itself. This was the Sandy Beach Hotel. It's went through a lot of change over the years. This was once a Virgin program. Then it was bought over by Mr. Odell, the manager, the owner of... How are you all going this morning?
Good.
Would you like to shine a little bit of positivity and smiles and joy here to all of these are online right now from overseas?
Oh, sure.
Tell me how you all are feeling right now where you're standing.
We're feeling fantastic.
Oh, wonderful. You all are regulars here. All right. You been here before?
He's been coming for 42 years.
Wow. So you at this time of year, you would know our friends that planted the coconut trees, all the French Canadians, Benoit and Norm and them who usually sit right here and planted those trees. You would remember them? Yeah. So it's good to have you all back.
In fact, my dad planted these.
Oh, wow. On the second row as well that used to be here?
Yeah.
So is your dad here?
Yes.
Wow. So you planted the second row that was here. A lot of people don't know that there was a second row here because of the erosion.
And on the far side there,
right,
as you go around, there's 6, and I planted those.
Oh,
wonderful.
Yeah.
In front of the carib itself.
The ones in front of Coral Sands, they cut them down.
Yeah, that's a shame, man. That's just taken away from me. Just thought about the shame to lose them. And you planted those as well too. That's amazing,
Did you
man.
plant those? No.
The two
ones
that were in front of Coral Sands.
Oh, you
Oh,
did.
wow.
Only one left.
And
Yep.
the ones in front of the carib.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Well,
Anyway.
man, it's great to see you. I'm Nick, and thanks to meet you all. Thank you for the
Nice
spirit and
to
the
meet
energy.
you, Nick.
Take
Yeah,
care.
thank
See you
you.
later. All right, so there you go. That's history in the making right there, right now. So just being told about who actually planted the other trees as well. So that's wonderful. Sorry I didn't get their name, but if any of you all know them, please tag them so that we can get their name and put them up and give them respects due for what they have been put into Barbados. A lot of people don't understand that people that come to Barbados, part-time Bajans, people who love this island, do so much for this island. For example, my married family. Every time they come here, they take cats to homes, they take cats back home. They do so much input to the island. That's when you love somewhere, you treat it as though it's your own. So good morning to my entire Long Island family and everyone else that comes to Barbados that does just the same thing that's from the island magic here. All right, so we got some showers of blessings, but that's not to slow us down because we came with our Sky Water Force field. Again, a Sky Water Force field is, let me see, I can't even get it up, so I can't tell you. But it's an umbrella, you all would call that it. But we have a scientifically created one called a Sky Water Force field. If you want a special Sky Water Force field, the original, authentic one, please get in contact with Jeannette. Give her some work. All right, so the Sands Hotel, all-inclusive, sister hotel of Mango Bay. So any of you that stayed at Mango Bay, this is you would know the service and stuff. This is the Sands, their newest addition. Also Kama Beach facility. If you're in the West Coast, please enjoy their facility as well. They offer a beautiful facility over there. All right, so the actual footprint of this hotel has not changed much. The inside of the room certainly has, and a lot of the layout has, have expanded up some height on a couple of areas, put on some VIP decking and things. So it has changed somewhat, but in general, the footprint is pretty much the same as it was. It is really beautiful now that the landscaping has matured or maturing. I remember when this first was put down, it looked fairly barren. But now, as you can see, all of the trees are growing and all of the hedges and stuff looking quite beautiful. It is all-inclusive. They offer different packages. They can also offer you to purchase one of the condos if you're interested, so you can always get in contact with them. All right, we thought just now about a channel. There's a channel just at the end of this groin here where the boats used to go. It goes down to maybe, I don't know, 8-10 feet deep most of the time. Otherwise that 6 feet at low tide, etc. But enough clearance for the boats that are in there to get out. But that creates a vacuum, or I won't say a vacuum, but it creates a current that goes around the front of those rocks. As long as you may see a red flag up, everything look calm out here. It's because of the surge that's coming into this inlet here known as the St. Lawrence Lagoon. The surge comes over the reef on the outside, natural farm reef, comes into this section here with all the water, and then it flows out through the channel that's there. So if you are caught in that area and you get a little panicky because you're picked off your feet and pulled in a current, don't fret. It's going to come in further down. Just gently swim in towards the beach further down and you will be released from that current and you will be able to get in. This is our favorite location for what we call power floating. I don't know how many of you have power floated, but since we created our unpatented power floating device, which is a meticulously, scientifically, and I would have to say lovingly created, it's a flotation device. Some of you all call it a noodle. That's because someone decided to get out that before we patented it. But it's similar to a noodle, but it's a very, very much more high-end device for floating. You can get in contact with Jeannette if you want to get one of those. She can supply one of those for you without a doubt. Jeannette, thanks so much. All right, so we start usually just up by Rostrevor or by Primo, and then we float with the current, not doing anything but eating the fruit that we've carried out there, maybe sipping on a drink or something. And we float without any kind of effort whatsoever, straight down, and we can come in here. We can come in on the lower beach, we can come in at Bank, we can come in down at Rockley Beach. So you can float right through on a current that runs parallel to the coastline. It's called power floating. Wait, see, showers of blessing gone, and I here with the umbrella, or what I ought to call it umbrella now, because it's no longer a Skywater force field. Give me 1 second. I'm going to let you view the icon of Sandy Beach. This boat, Scottish Soda, has been here from the day I first came to Sandy Beach. I won't tell you how long ago that was, but I'll tell you, that doesn't count the water. Everybody else removes their boats when storms and hurricanes are passing. That has sat there through all of them. Always tied off, very good. Good morning, Ram, Edgel, etc. And the red, of course, the red men. I've got to call them as well. I'm going to call Ram. All right, I'm going to leave this here a second. Let you have a look at this. I'm going to get this Skywater force field back inside of my waistcoat, and I'll be with you in a moment. Any other normal human being would have taken like 5 minutes to put that back up. But of course, I am such an amazing and gifted, created athlete that I did that in a matter of seconds. So we're back on track again. All right, a little bit more talk. Back in the, let's go back now to the 70s. Back in the 70s, if you'd wanted to get into Crystal Waters Beach Bar, you would have had to go up steps. So we're right here by this kayak. You would have walked up steps, and the reason that would have been is because there was absolutely no sand or anything in front of this wall. High tide water used to come in, hit this wall and go back off, similar to just above, which we'll show you in a moment's time. However, the beach then expanded, and as you would have heard just now, there were 3 rows, because there was another additional row of coconut trees, long row, because this has lost a lot of trees over time. These rows used to go right down to this tree here. But there were 2 rows, a third row that used to come off, used to run where we're standing right now, up to, in general, in line with the one that's on the actual reclaimed area. Remember, this has all happened since the 70s, because there was nothing here around that time. So that'll give you an understanding. If you were here in the 70s, you would know what I'm talking about. First thing that was done here is they filled some car tires with concrete and stuff and dropped them here to try and secure the beach when the first set of erosion started to happen. However, over time, nothing else is really being done. Trees were holding the sand for a while, but again, the sea giveth and the sea taketh. So that is something we've come to live by and understand more and more every day. It's called practicing serenity. What you may not know as well is that where that lady is standing, you can go another 10 yards out, and this is not a joke, and there was a coconut tree right there on the beach as well. As I said, we used to play beach volleyball here. They had a sort of like a table tennis, a concrete table tennis slab that was here we used to play on. All out here would have had people in chairs, etc. We just paint in what it was like, because there are a lot of people on here that can no longer travel to Barbados, that these would be memories that will bring them back and bring a little cheer and warmth to their hearts and to their souls. So we like to talk back in time and give you a little bit of history that way. We're not going to tell you about Columbus sailing the ocean blue. We're going to tell you that how it was in my lifetime, so that you can understand the changes and you can also relate to what has been going on here over the past years. The original Sandy Beach was inside, way inside, like where those beach chairs are, coming up to these steps that were just here would have been the beach. There would have been nothing in front of it. So all this growth here is in my lifetime. Amazing, absolutely amazing. All right, so we used to use this as our main entertainment area at one time. This was known as the Beachfront Lounge. This is Crystal Waters. Any of you that have been to Barbados and have not been to Crystal Waters, we recommend you come here. It's one of the most beautiful, amazing locations there is. It is now kicking back up again. It went under different management and stuff, and they've enhanced this here a lot. So if you have not seen Crystal Waters for many years, this is what it has looked like, what it looks like now. Remember, all these chairs and umbrellas will be out. So what you're seeing right now is the broken down phase of it. One of the best gathering points on the island, for sure, on the south especially. All right, so again, as I said, there were 3 rows of coconut trees here. You run one in front, went down years ago, just after, well, actually in 2004, we lost a few of them at that time in that hurricane. And then since then, progressively, the erosion, we've seen them drop to the point of what is remaining here. You can see what is actually happening. The root structure out here, I'm surprised to see all these still in place. You can step back down again. The root structure of the coconut tree is perfect for holding sand, as you can see. What is actually keeping these trees up at the moment are the roots between what is up inside here and what you're seeing. Because if you look under them, especially up here, you will notice it all being eaten out and broken up. The ones that used to run into the sea area have all rotted off and have been eaten out. So it's, you know, I don't know how long this will last. If the beach doesn't build again, these will not be here much longer. And you can see this is at a 45-degree angle. This you see bolt up right. Morning, what's that, short man? Come over here and greet the family, man.
Everybody's live.
Man, yeah, man. How are you keeping, brother? Man, good to see you. And you all don't know this man is short, man. You find him mainly on the other side.
Right.
Yeah, you still with spotter?
Yeah.
All right, man. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
I see you got there looking beautiful, man.
Yeah, I'm
all right.
glad to see you. Yeah.
Man, good to see you, brother. Have a great day here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we have mentioned already about the Crystal Waters. Remember Chateau Blanc, which was here as well. For a long time, this has actually been bought over. It's the Royal Bliss. It's called the Royal Bliss. I wish you come here. The couple were out here. They are a lovely, lovely couple that bought this here just prior to COVID. And then they have been working on this here and bringing it to what it is now. Inside is very, very upgraded to what it used to be. I remember what it used to be. I've stayed here a few times. You see basically like an old style beach home in a apartment complex. However, now completely changed. All has been revamped. Everything has been gutted. All new doors, all new windows, all new furnishing. Absolutely lovely. They actually worked on the deck as well, and they leveled it up so water doesn't pool out here on the deck anymore. So even when it's raining, water will run towards the sea. All right, a little more history going back. This is history, our history. The journey to 4-6 is history. All right, so going back now to the 70s, you couldn't have walked in front of here and kept dry because water, the sea used to come in, hit this wall and come back off and backwash you and knock you down most of the time. So on normal conditions, in very calm conditions, you would have walked wrong in front here at waist deep of water, and that would have been at any tide basically, because there was no sand in front of here. However, after the hurricane I mentioned earlier on, the hurricanes around 2004, this beach started to go so quickly that they actually dropped boulders in the outside section, filled in here, and it's now slowly but surely getting the sand. If you walked over here 4 or 5 years ago, you would have walked on a lot of filler, which would have been like quarter cut and half cut rock compressed. So it would have been very uncomfortable. The sand has been increased up here, so it is really, really beautiful at the moment. This is a section is actually owned and controlled. Well, not owned because it's the beachfront, but it's controlled by this establishment right here now. All right, so we can give you a look at down, give you an understanding. We can go on the other side of this drawing here. It's gonna be a long one this morning. I'm reminiscing. I'm enjoying this. I haven't done it for a while, so not here especially. So it's nice to be back here again. This used to be my home. There was not a day that I did not visit this beach, but that changed because my whole outlook has changed around the island, and I found so much more beauty since I've been on the journey that we try to share it from all over the island. Carib Beach Bar. Again, let me tell you, let me really impact you with the changes out here. This is Carib Beach Bar. Been around for many, many years. It did go under one change of name, but it's back to Carib Beach Bar. Good morning, Sue and Debbie. They're the folks that run this one. It is absolutely lovely. They've done a lot of expansions here. They have an upper deck as well, in case you did not know that. So if you have a private function, you want to be away from everyone, you can always get their upper deck and enjoy that as well. Give you full facilities up there. This place will transform as you're going to come into the nighttime, evening and nighttime. Completely transformed. People all around the bar, people all around the chairs, people around sitting on the benches on the side. Great atmosphere. Also have some live music as well, I think Friday night and other times to check their program. Carib Beach Bar. All right, so going back in time, where we're standing now, we would have been touching water at high tide. That is where this beach that's where this beach has come from, and that would have been going back to the 70s. I remember parking between the structures up here and getting out my vehicle and walking right into water. So all this is land that has built over the year, or sand that has built over the years in this beautiful beach. It has receded many times and it has grown, but since the 70s, when there was nothing here, it grew beautifully until the 2000s, and then from 2000 on it has gone quite considerably to what it used to be. However, right now in this section out here where these trees are, is protected by the same boulders that have been dropped out there, same landfill between here and there. So this whole section now is pretty much, not pretty much, is year round, and will hopefully be here unless you get another major hurricane for a very, very long time. You're going to see some unusual things on the beach. These are for stabilizing the beach umbrellas. Out here is known to get a lot of very strong winds, so these are used to make sure the umbrellas don't blow away and hit anyone. You find them in different styles of options, such as a wall of post being buried. If you're not sure of what this is called the office, and this is where Spot calls the office. Spotter, who used to be manager of the Merry Boys, turned into Ivory, and then he found the peaceful way of life of coming and doing rentals of beach chairs out here. So he also ran the gym, Universal Gym, that was at the Windsor Arms Hotel. I don't know if you remember that, but that's the same spot who we're talking about. So this is where he sits every day and enjoys life from this point. So I can understand why he would have chosen retirement here. We have chosen retirement, but we've chosen it at multiple beaches, not just at one beach. So we're able to enjoy the entire island for sure. But to tell you again, when just before the hurricanes again, you used to drive down here. There were no posts here. You would have driven around here, right around here, and driven back in the beach above. And that's just prior to 2004. In that same time period, to take you back out on the beach a little further, we're going to do this as comprehensively as we can, you know, because we know we got a good signal here. We know the tower's above, so you should be able to see everything clearly, so we can really do a detailed walk of this beach today. We used to actually but we used to drive out to the sea here. That'll tell you how big this beach was before those hurricanes of 2000s. We used to come drive all out here. So we're seeing that buoy there on the beach. That is where the beach would have gone out to solidly. I'm talking about solid. This first buoy, the blue one here. At low tide, you would have walked out to pretty much where the yellow buoy is located. And that's how big this beach was. You used to find cars and vans and all types of picnics right here on this beach in those days. This was also, you may not know this, but I'm going to increase your knowledge. This was also the venue of the very first wet fete in Barbados for crop over. They had a chain link fence that used to come. Well, the chain link fence was run out. Remember, this beach at solid times, and at those times, were beyond this groin. I used to run beyond that groin. So all this area here was chain link fenced off, and this was the first wet fete that we had in Barbados. That will give you an understanding of how many years ago you're talking about. Long, long time. So also the venue of the Highland Games. When the Highland Games used to come here originally, this used to be where they had it. They had all types of, in those days there was nothing called the American Warrior or nothing like that there, nothing like Ninja Warrior, nothing like that, but they had those kind of structures out here. They built all kind of structures of challenge, and they had team challenges, and I was a part of one of the teams. I can't remember if we won or not, and I won't disclose it. I will say we won, of course, because I was a part of one of the teams. So that paints pretty much a picture of where this beach was, where it was not, and where it is right now. You will see how this beach is structured. A few months ago, well, not a few months, a couple of years ago, right up where you see this umbrella, before they laid these groins, that would have been the only sand you would have found, and you would have found that high tide. And you're talking now, I would say maybe around 2008 to 10, somewhere in that kind of time frame. The beach would have been all back up here, and that's after the serious erosion before they had started to put down all these extended groins. There was always a groin down by the sandy beach area, but very, very small. But these have been extended to try and save the beach in its general area. And around that same time is when they built up the section in front of here before they actually lost all of the beach. They built up that section there, so that will give you a time span. Again, we're talking about going through history here, so another piece of history for those who were here in the 70s and late 60s. But I'm hearing about it, because of course I was only born in 1971, so this is just hearsay. But they used to have a houseboat out here, right where that white pirogue is. There was a houseboat out here. You said more right there, and you would have found 20 to 30 motor vessels, small ones, located between this section and down where we started our walk from this morning. So up here was a very, very active place to have your boats because it's protected by the outer reef. Outer reef, sadly, over the years has died. It has died mainly, I think, from a lot of settlement of sand, because the same sand that was here has gone somewhere, right? So it's gone out in the bay, which was much, much deeper at one time. You could actually snorkel and see tons of fish out here, and all these little sections where you're seeing reef that comes off of the main reef, all of them were full of life, sea life, and also growth as well. All that has gone now. A lot of people put a lot of the damage on the reefs on the south coast to the dumping of kitchen products, etc. Because remember, before the South Coast Sewage Project was implemented, all of these hotels along the south coast and on the west coast used to put water, the wastewater, in the ocean. It used to run out like Southern Palms. You would have been sitting at Southern Palms hotel at one time, and you all of a sudden saw this mushroom come up about 100 yards offshore. That's because all of the kitchen water was dumped in the sea, and you used to actually pump off the sewage in trucks, but the actual wastewater from the kitchen and stuff was usually fed into the sea. So you had a lot of bleaching and impact from the chemicals that was used. But the main reason I think for this here is because of the amount of sand on it. There are sections out here that there's sand on top. There was never sand. You used to have massive sea fans, brown coral, and all types of sponge corals and fingertip corals growing along this reef. You don't see any of that now. It's all pretty much dead. However, it still forms a protection for the inner bay known as the St. Lawrence Lagoon. All right, so lots of change here over the years. Originally, they had homes immediately, like we were saying, this red car, they had 3 homes directly going across parallel to the actual beachfront area or to the roadside area. This is all Queen's land though. This is not actually owned by individuals. It's all leased, or majority of it is leased under a government act. It's called the Queen's land. So it's not actually purchased by these individuals, but they have like 99-year leases, etc. That may have changed somewhat, but that was originally the layout of this general area here, and that was to protect this area from being taken over, basically. However, that has changed a lot, but the Queen's land was generally in this section here where you used to lease your property on 99-year leases and then renew it again. That gives you a little more information. However, we've seen house fires that took down the one that was right here immediately, and then the ones above pretty much just dilapidated and were taken down. This is called Water's Meet. If you're looking for somewhere right on the beach for rentals, Water's Meet, and right behind they've just structured up again, Rydal Waters. Out here is really beautiful. It's a lovely location. You can see there's 2 sections here. There's one in front, one behind with hammocks, etc. The one behind is being worked on. You can see the work that has gone onto it. The one in front definitely needs some work on it. Good morning to the Canadian posse from down by the Niagara Falls, Niagara area, Niagara on the bay, or river, sorry. Good morning to you all. You all know who I'm talking about. We've been here for new on this deck. We've been here and spent time with these folks over the years. They're love from the heart, friends and family for life. So good morning to all of you all. I'm not sure it's still in the island. You usually here until March, but I haven't really seen any shares from Barbados, so I'm not too sure. There were lots and lots of sea great bush in this general area here, but like a lot of the public beaches, it has been removed because people decided to dump and also to do other unseen things in the bush. So to clean up the area, those sea great bush was moved from here. It's a shame again, because they do help hold the sand. Great holding of the sand, and they're also beautiful when they're taken care of and trimmed and manicured into different shapes and structures. This is Ning Ning. You may not know Ning Ning, but Ning Ning is a friend of mine, surfing friend of mine since he was about 16 years old. He went overseas to Tobago, I believe, set up a water sports shop there, and then he came back to retire here in Barbados. You can get all your beach rentals from him here. He was actually one of our best windsurfers on the island years and years ago when he was based at Dover Beach. That's before he went away. So good morning, Ning Ning and crew. We're going to walk a little further up, show you some more again. You're going to see these here. I remember these here, you see scattered all over the beach, left that way. So thank you for tidying up. Oh, it's blurry. I just got a message. All right, let me move away from there. I don't know why it's blurry. I know there's a signal tower above. Hopefully it's come back okay now, and we haven't stuck off of the other signal tower, which is going to maintain blurriness. I hope that's not the case, but we're going to move right back down the waterfront area where it was clear before, do our broadcasting on here so we don't get any more situations, hopefully. Thanks a lot, baby. I appreciate that message. All right, so out here changes on the day. At this time of year, speckled. I hope that's not still. All right, at this time of the year, this is where you will come find umbrellas and beaches laid from one end of the beach to the other. I remember when we first started our vlogs, it was very, very light. Yeah, there was Ning Ning here as well. There was still spot, but a lot less chairs, a lot less people used to come here. And then all of a sudden, boom, the popularity has increased, and they're here. It's hard to find chairs sometimes here on a very, very busy day, especially if there are cruise ships in, because a lot of the our ambassadors, taxi ambassadors, will bring people here to this beach to hang out for the day because all the facilities are here. First of all, you have the Crystal Waters, which offers restaurant and bar. You then have Carib Beach Bar, does the same thing as well. And then you now have these little kiosks. We're not going to go up inside of there because we just got a message that we had blurriness. I don't know why, because this area is known for having a very, very strong signals. But we're not going to venture up there because we don't want to cause a problem. But there is tickles up there. You would know about that. That is right here in the corner. They'll be setting up as well. You find chairs and umbrellas and tables there for your convenience. What you'll also find for your convenience is the washroom facilities here, full showers, washroom, bathroom areas. Directly behind it is a place, I can't remember the actual name, fish. I can't remember offhand, but they sell fish and all types of beautiful food. I've had food from them before, so I can tell you, incredible tasting food and stuff. Can't remember the name offhand, but if you Google Worthing Beach, you will find it there as well. If you go on the Google satellite imagery, you'll also find them noted on there as well. Can't remember the name offhand, and I would have taken you up there and shown you, but the reports that we're getting bad, speckly and stuff, we're not going to risk that now for sure, definitely. Alright, so public parking for here. Parking has become more and more limited because you can no longer park on the beach section except for the little one we were by just now when we showed you Waters Meet rentals. That is one little parking area. Otherwise that you have parking gaps which are very, very narrow, or this public car park here opposite Mix 6, another sports bar. A lot of people favorite for a lot of people, great food and drinks as well. Everything is here. This is why we like to call it the best beach in the world, because everything is here. You don't have to go anywhere. And what is also here, free Wi-Fi, which is beamed off of the NCC division there. So you will get free Wi-Fi from here to pretty close on the car, but it does differ a lot in signal strength. So if you're a broadcaster, friends and family, I recommend you use data, because if you pass that groin here, you're going to start getting speckly conditions, as we already have. So I would definitely recommend using data if you're going to be broadcasting from outside the ranges. However, there's free Wi-Fi there, also webcams. You may have seen me on one of the webcams, or you may see me in a couple of minutes. I am obviously the very handsome, amazing looking, and Olympically chiseled bodied person. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so on again. All right, so there are two big pipes that have been laid under here. You're not going to see them right now. Now, if you've walked here or you go back in our vlogs, remember, everywhere you've seen, anywhere on the coastline of Barbados, you will find vlogs that we've done, whether it be live vlogs or 4K resolution. We've just recently started one of Jeannette's pet projects, which is known as the Hidden Beaches and Treasures of Barbados. That you can also find 4K resolution videos of a lot of places where you cannot get good signal. So we have covered the entire coastline and every beach if you're new to the channel. If you have not found our map, we've put the link up many times in our community section on YouTube. If you've not found our map, drop me a little note. Let me know that you would like to get our map and our information. I will send you a link to our Google actual holding area that we have it stored on. You can get that map and also the information. Remember, that map is made up from a blank map of Barbados, and every name you see on there we have done a video or a vlog for, so you can pretty much research and plan your next trip. If you're a person that likes to come somewhere, wander, get lost and find somewhere new, well, that's great. If you want to explore and find where you really want to go in Barbados and not looking at a magazine which would obviously capture a majority of the really good days and not the true conditions of other days, we recommend that you get our map, put any name we have on it, and search our channel for that name. You will find that location. Remember, you're going to find different names on there. Okay, everyone says it's clear. You're going to find different days on there where, thanks again, baby, you will have conditions or names on there which are going to be different from what a lot of people tend to call them. Remember, I am born and raised on the beaches of Barbados. I go by the traditional names of Barbados, not the ones you're going to find that people have come and put and renamed. For example, I see a lot of names cropping up all over the place. Rockley is the official name for what I call Accra Beach. So you're going to find Accra. You may find a /Rockley in there, but there are many of them where you're not going to see the names other people call them. And you're going to hear a lot of people quarrel with me and say, Nicholas, that's not in it. I really don't mind. Remember, this is the map that we've created. We haven't created it for someone else. We created it from our own memories and from the names that we know. So any name you see on there, you will find a vlog of that or numerous vlogs of that. You will also find us out in tropical storm force conditions. We covered a couple, I think it's Elise, or I can't remember the name of it, Ross. I hope I didn't call it right, wrong name there. Elsie or Elsa. We covered that as well. We were out here on the road for that. We weren't out last time because Jeannette was not well and I couldn't leave her at home because she would have been concerned. And of course, my priority is making sure she's fine. So that's why we didn't cover too much of that. But we have covered the beaches after Barrels, so you can have a look at them. We've done a lot of updates as well on the beaches. All right, so there's a sand groin that goes from here right out to the reef. At certain times of year and at certain tides, especially around supermoons, you will find sand exposed halfway out between here and the reef. So you can walk out pretty much to your ankle and shin deep if it is an extremely low tide. However, it all depends on the sand movements. Right now, you can see the waves that are breaking in between the outside reef and just forming this general area. That's where it will be shallow. That's where the sandbar is, but there's no consistency right now. We tried to walk earlier on this morning. There are a lot of dips and stuff, and we have some equipment we don't want to get wet or take a chance with. So we'll come back and do that for you. Again, we have started morning vlogs from out on the reef itself for you. So if you want, go back again, put in Worthing Beach, put in Worthing, it's going to come up as Worthing somewhere. So put in Worthing Beach and you will be able to see those vlogs where we actually started from pre-dawn and through the rising sun from outside on the reef. Now when the swells are not big, under normal conditions, without all the sand movement, you would walk out on the sandbar that goes from here right out to the reef. You can then turn to the left of what we're looking at right now, walk right up the inner sandbar to almost right up in front of what you see St. Ives Hotel. So that is where you can walk almost right up there, almost up to Rostreville, where there's another channel that some of the smaller boats use, especially ones on the inner basin. They would use that to go out or go in under good conditions. What you may not know as well is we talked about when this beach was massive at one time before the sand moved off and filled up a lot of the actual bay itself and shallowed it. Boats used to come from below and from below to the right and from the left and go vice versa across here. There you see a channel that used to run right across here on the inside of the reef that the boats could go on, low or high tide. There's also a channel that used to be in the actual reef itself, directly in the center where I'm pointing now. That was also another channel before the sand built up in that area that separates the two actual main reefs itself. However, all that's been covered with sand now, so there's really no channel to exit there in a boat. And you will very rarely find a boat going from left to right across this sandbar now. That's just to paint a little more picture of for those who may remember here and walking back in memory. We talked about Primo earlier on, where we like the power float from. That's Primo in the center of the camera, better known as Pisces Restaurant. For those that remember Pisces in the earlier days, it was run by Mr. Bill Donawa, who was a veterinarian on the island. They have Pisces and then Rich Doctor, which was just on the land side, which was a buffet style Bajan food. Pisces was dedicated to fish plates, fish platters. If you would want to get in there when it was Pisces, you would have had to book a month out, because in high season you would not have got a table in that place unless you booked a month out. That'll tell you how busy that used to be. I'm not too sure how busy it is now. No, it's Primo. Haven't been there as yet, but that could always change. Sargassum, a little bit of it starting to come back. We have seen this happen earlier and earlier in the year. We've had some dread years. From 2015, I would say to me, was the worst year for Sargassum I have ever seen on this island. Some years are very heavy. Last year we were blessed with a very light year. Short and light year. We didn't see the kind of Sargassum we've seen in years before. There's some times that you will come down here and what we call Sargassum season, which basically spans the hurricane season. You will find that's what we call the Sargassum season. That you will find 4-foot walls here on the beach that have been formed by Sargassum. So you can't even get to the sea sometimes, and then you won't even see blue out here. It will be green or brown or covered in a golden mat of Sargassum. That's when it's really, really terrible. And that's not just this beach. That's the entire south coast. Some of the majority of the east coast as well, and sometimes the west coast. West coast is also known to get Sargassum depending on the currents. If you're talking, if you get south winds, or which will create currents from the south, and Sargassum time, you will find it lapping and coming around. You will also find it lapping and coming around from the east coast. If you're getting a big strong north wind, and also those north currents that can also prevail as well around that time. So they get it, but theirs only lasts like a day or so, or not even a full day, because the tide comes in, moves it, and then it's done, because those currents are not normal currents. You will only get them with the exceptional, or those winds, exceptional times. As I said, this whole beach here can be Sargassum. However, these guys, Ning Ning, his crew, and also the government of Barbados has put some huge cleanup campaigns in place. So you'll find crews of 30, 40 people will come into this beach, clean it up, and then gone. And you'll say, well, there's no Sargassum there today. And that's how it works here. So this is what you're seeing right now. This is the beginning of our Sargassum season. We had not seen any of this fresh stuff here for a long time. Fresh indicates the lighter color, which looks more golden. And as you work your way up the beach to areas that you can see clearly where the high tide came up to before, that would not be right up to the highest point here. You will see the actual freckles of the water on the sand here, which will indicate where the weathering was. This would be the high tide mark of last night. You'll notice this is a very light color, looking more of a golden stuff. And you will notice the one up in here is very dark. This would have settled on a higher tide with bigger surf, and that would be starting to dry out and decay now. So that will be the older Sargassum above there. So you can define again the difference between new Sargassum and the older Sargassum that's around the place. In 2015, they had to put bulldozers on Miami Beach to remove it. It was in such heavy loads, they had to use bulldozers. Unfortunately, it destroyed a lot of beach tables and stuff that were in that area and did tremendous damage to the infrastructure of that beach. So that has now changed because it's all settled back. Nature's taking care of it and put it back in a beautiful place again. But that will give you an understanding of how heavy it was. Man force could not move it. They actually had to put bulldozers on the beach to move that and bobcats. That will give you an understanding of how bad it was in 2015. Sleuth Gate. Now, again, this has been here forever. I remember walking through a caboose, one of the original caboose that was used in the train of Barbados, across here. I don't know how many of you will remember those days, but I remember them well because I virtually lived here at Bike Shot House with the Robinson family. So we were here at every given moment. So I know this area exceptionally well from a very young age. So I remember climbing through the caboose with Adam and Deborah, going through it and over the roof as well. So good morning to all the Robinson family, and love from me, from my heart. You're in my heart and my thoughts all the time. This sluice gate is used to take off the excess water. I hope it's still clean. To take off the excess water from the Graham Hall swamp. So whenever you get a lot of rain and stuff that's happening, right now is not the perfect thing to talk about it because it's really nothing like what it used to be. But before, this was all maintained at the original structure, not that up below, that's an enhanced one, but all this was solid wall up here. You can see the original coral stone that was here, laid right up. So whenever you get excess rain, this sluice gate is open because this would have been full. You would never have found sand here in years gone by because this is a regular happening. This sluice gate will be lifted. This allows the water to come out from Graham Hall swamp, hence the dirty water you will find out here. This was also used as an area when there was our sewerage issue on the south coast of the island. I'm not hiding anything out here. I'm letting everybody know what's going on. So this was originally used to dump sewage and raw sewage further up inland at one stage of the game because we had some issues with sewage. I'm not hiding anything. It's common knowledge, but knowing where we are and where we were, you will see how this island has worked to get back online. So it's sort of like a kudos to the Barbados governments for their initiatives to do what they did to save this island from what it was. So these pipes you're seeing coming down here come from a station that is set up in Graham Hall swamp that actually breaks down a lot of the matter and stuff. These pipes then come out, there are two pipes. In case one backs up or has a problem, the other one takes over. These pipes come out from here, run through the foundation of the actual sluice gate and go way out off of the outside reef. I would say maybe another 200-300 yards beyond the outside reef. And then they will disperse out their stuff there. There's also one at the Hilton too, Needham's Point, just off land. They also do the same thing on that side as well. And that was the first one. This is now being put in place. So if you're walking up here at any given time, or you go on your webcam and you see a black tubing up in the air, they're the two pipes that usually are underwater that run from here using coral foundations or coral blocks that are put to stabilize them right out to the outside reef and beyond where they disperse off the stuff. You can actually see a little bit of turbulence directly in front of my finger. You can see it there. That is where the concrete structures are. The pylons are used to hold the pipes in place. You'll see it's curved like a U going out. That's designed that way to assist with the impacts of the currents and the strong swell surges that will come in here so that the pipes don't get damaged too much. And they will be replaced and worked upon. But when this is actually being developed, it was something to behold to see what was going on. back to Graham Hall Swamp. At one time, you would have found all types of fish up in the swamp. You would have found, there still are terrapin up in there. We do know that a long time ago, I hope somebody doesn't contradict me on it. It doesn't matter because I'm telling you what I know. The Chinese ambassador here caught a 6-foot terrapin inside Graham Hall Swamp. That's many years ago. So I don't know if you recall that or if you don't recall it. You could also find fantail guppies up in there. You could find mollies up in there all through the channels, because remember the swamp had various parts. What you're seeing that was the bird sanctuary, was the main holding area of the swamp, but the swamp actually ran left and right up to Graham Hall, almost up to the MTW up in Graham Hall. All up in there were sections of swamp, shooting swamp, where Errol Barrow and all them used to shoot in years gone by in those swamps. Again, I know all these things personally. So, and your bike shot house, if you remember that, this is owned by the Robinsons. This was a real, it was Canadian family, it was a Barbadian family with Canadian ties. So this was full year round, all the time. After the Robinsons left the island, it turned into what was called, I think it was called banana something, can't remember. But that turned into that, which didn't last too long. It sat here dormant for many years. They had a cluster of rooms. You see those there? They are the original buildings, this one and the above one that is tall. And then they also had a section of it back here that was mainly like staff quarters and offices and stuff. But I remember the submarine or Sputnik sandwiches here. We used to get ham and cheese. I don't know if you know about those, Sputnik. If you remember those days, you remember. They had a beautiful decking across here as well. Again, this beach was a lot bigger than this it is at the moment. Now, from days gone by, this section always had a little bit of beach on it, for sure. All right, so the actual proprietors used to live in a house just here. You see the broken down windows just in front, center of the camera, where all those louvers are off and stuff. That was the proprietor's house. That's where they used to live. And then below here is where the original bike shot house was. I can't, banana something. Y'all can help me. I'm sure someone on here will tell me the name of it, because I can't remember it offhand right now. So a lot has changed in the Worthing area, but we have pretty much highlighted to you a lot of the past through various stages and developments and erosions of this section. There are proposals, I don't know how true they are, but there are proposals to turn the swampland that's just to the back of After Dark, between After Dark and what you see Ward's drugstore, I'm going back years now. That whole swampland area they're proposing to turn into a marina in the future. I'm not going to voice my opinion on that, but anything like that changes areas drastically and changes the original style of St. Lawrence-Gap area is not something I would encourage. But I have heard the plan to drop some protection on the outside reef, use the outside reef and build and enhance on that. As I said, there are rumors, so I'm only letting you know rumors. I think there are definitely documented somewhere though. They came from pretty reliable sources. Anyhow, I don't know what's happening with that. I haven't heard any more development on it. But as you can see, we've given you an understanding of why we would call this the best beach in the world. Every facility you could possibly want. Safe swimming under. This is as rough. Well, it gets rougher in this area, but this is looks a little rough right now to most of you all, a little currenty, and that's because of the surging of these south swells that are coming over the reef. However, this is generally an area where you can bring any child of any age and keep a watchful eye on them and swim with them, because normally you don't get too many currents. You get one cross current, not very strong here, it takes forever. Give you an understanding of what currents like under normal conditions. Primo to the lower section by where Coral Sands was, where we showed you where all the gables are and stuff, and that beach is all eroded. That will take you an hour and 15 minutes under normal conditions to float this area here. So it's very peaceful and very easy and laid back. And because it's very shallow out here and it doesn't drop off, it takes a very slow descent. This is where you can bring children and have a good time. I do recommend, if you have children or even yourself, because there's a child in all of us, take a walk out from here in the sandbar when it starts. You can do it now, but you're going to get wet. But take a walk out in the sandbar and enjoy how beautiful this lagoon is to look in the other direction, looking in. Absolutely stunning. We hope you enjoyed the walk with us this morning. There's so much more to tell you all. I mean, it sounds like talk, and I couldn't tell you more, but trust me, I have so many memories of this beach and of the people I've met at this beach, because this has played a very critical part in my life. You know, I don't come here and stabilize myself here all the time anymore, and that is because I found so much beauty and so much serenity and so much peace all over this island, and so many beautiful people that we no longer stay in one spot. We go all over. We don't have an anchor like we used to have. We spread our love all over. We try to get to where people are, because people sometimes can't get to where we are because they're here and they had to pay $100 and something to get a taxi to where we may be going. So we no longer do that. We come all around. one of our very popular and famous spots is the TML One Love Bar. That's on the first street, Whole Town. So if you're in the Whole Town area, you all know about TML. If you've been there before, you know about TML. That is one of our spots. We will most definitely be returning there very soon again, because that's our family. So we always go down there, hang out with everyone. Believe it or not, yes, we vlog and live vlog down there. So if you put TML on our YouTube channel, you will see a lot of vlogs that we've actually done down there. So we've had an amazing time down there. Beautiful conditions today. This Sargassum will be raked up as soon as Ning Ning and then come in if Ning Ning is here. I'm not sure if he sometimes goes on annual vacation, but if he's here, they will rake this up. If not, you'll get an NCC crew that's coming out. This is a fully staffed NCC crew facility, so the washrooms will always be clean. Showers area will always be tidy and clean as well. So you can come down here and spend the entire day. All right, so I heard that we weren't at Speckley up in here. Not too sure, but I really don't want to risk it. I know the tower is just around the corner here by the Yellowbird Hotel. There's really no reason why we shouldn't be getting a great signal here, but we're gonna still come a little close up here. If it comes up again, Speckley, Jay, please give me a message again. But I want to carry them up in here and show them. I don't want to just leave out this section here because of the speckliness, unless it really is that way. All right, we did talk about how you can come here and get all of your fish food and stuff and other stuff. You can have a look at their menu. But this is very, very, very popular here, not only with visitors, but with locals, people who will leave work in this general area and come and get their lunch from here and go back and eat it, or come and eat it on the beach. And why not? If you're having a stressful day, I can't think of a better place to take a lunch stop than right here on these rocks. But this is going up for you. It's called a Seafood Shack. Thank you. That was so easy to remember. I thought having seafood is definitely shack styled, and but they have tremendous menu as well. So you will come here, you order your food and make your way down and get your food. This will be open very, very soon. So let me give you a quick something at the menu. You can always go online. Please go online and have a look and see what they offer, because I can tell you for sure this food here is great. You even have a barcode, so I'll freeze in that for you a second. All right, and then you can see all the types of food and stuff. You can always do your freeze frame on this later on. This menu is large, so have a look at it online, see the loaded fries and everything. So check online, check their open hours, and come and visit them and get some delicious food that's prepared right here for you. Hearts are up, Valentine's. So you know, when you see an establishment that brings the seasonal feel to where they are, this is the kind of place you want to come, because this is, they're thinking of you. That's what all this is about. All the hearts and stuff. Valentine's season. Happy Valentine's to everyone in advance, by the way. Beautiful. All right, so again, check the menus, check the prices, prepare yourself. Come down here, all under here. You can sit anywhere under here. You can sit and relax in the shade. You don't have to go in the sun. You can sit in the shade and stuff and relax and chill out. As I've shown you all the different entertainment hubs in this area, you can enjoy any of them. Have a look at them on, you know, up on Google. Do a Google of them, Google search, and get the information. And as I said before, this is Tickles Bar. Everyone knows Tickles Bar. Yeah, but brother, you good? You still DJing and stuff? Yeah. Rough, man. Rough, man. Too much talk for DJs. Shouldn't talk so much. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. All right, we don't let them offset you. Do what you gotta do. You keep original and nice. That's what we do. Correct. All right, so all of your beach smart things are here as well. This beach, as I said, is a fully controlled beach. There's no lifeguard hut here, but is really uses or needs for the lifeguard hut. So pay attention to the flags. Remember, the flags don't mean that it's a big rough sea conditions, huge swells. It can mean that it's a very strong current. So you see flags on the beach, adhere to what they're saying. As we talked about the sluice gate a little earlier on, I will tell you now that sometimes they do open that with the flood water still. Of course, it is a lot of brackish water and water that's from the land. So this water out here will get very dirty. If you see it like that, do not go in it. If someone tells you it's safe to go in it, I am telling you, do not go in the water if it is discolored. It is certainly not safe. I can't see how it could be safe. I would like someone to prove it medically that it's safe. Do not go in this water if it is dark and discolored. That is what I would recommend. That is, as I told you, we talk about the way we live, the way we preserve our life on these shores. So we're just giving a recommendation. I am not instructing anyone what to do. Do as you wish. But we recommend, if this water is very dark, very discolored, do not go in it. You do not know what's in the water. All right, so if you find that day and you can't sit on the beach and enjoy sun without going in the sea, I recommend you take a trip. Remember, there are there are There are over 100 beaches on this island. We've covered all, so I can tell you, there are over 100 beaches on this island. And you can go to any one of them at any time and enjoy your day. So if the wind is very, very strong and there's sargassum on the south, or the seas are rough on the south, you can go westward, or you can go over to the northwest, or you can go over eastward. You'll probably find some tidal pools over there at low tide you can cool down in. Likewise, if you're in the west coast and there's a big north swell, which happens at this time of year, south coast is here for you. You know, most times you get the west swell first and then the south swell after. Cold fronts come down off the United States, pushing in the north swell, big high pressure system forms behind that and laps it around onto the south coast. So that is what basically creates the swells and the south wind at this time of year. Remember, coming around to Easter, it's kite flying season in Barbados. So winds are on the increase, as you would have seen on the web cams, and you'll probably have seen on many of these sites. All right, again, thank you to everyone that's been on this morning. It's been a long one, but you know what? I haven't done this for a long time. I know Jeannette right now is facing, Jeannette, her family, all of you that are up north this morning are facing blizzard conditions. The snows are incoming. It's going to be next couple of days, it's going to be very rough for you. We're going to do our best to keep you warm and bring you to Barbados, to our sunny shores, to let your memories at least get you warm, or your visions warm if you've never been here before. I can't show you the magic of Barbados. That's something you have to find for yourself. If you come to Barbados expecting it to be a certain way, you are not going to leave Barbados being happy, because you are looking to create something that is not Barbados. If you come to Barbados, accept Barbados for what it is. Talk to people, speak to our local families, speak to the ones that live here, whether they be born and raised here or not. Speak to them, because when you come here, you adopt the attitude if you live here. If you don't adopt the Bajan attitude of laid back, relaxed, friendliness and kindness, you are not going to survive on this island. So come to Barbados, accept Barbados for what it is, and I can assure you and promise you, you will get the Barbados love bite. It is a magic that everyone gets that appreciates this island, and you will be coming back here again and again and again. So that's all I can assure you. So come to Barbados and enjoy these shores and have a good time with us. So it's been a long one this morning. We're going to make sure you all are warm with those blizzardly conditions. Every day for the entire winter, we put up what we call our warming photo. It is one that was designed to bring warmth to your living room, no matter where you live. We do that day, every day religiously. We also do, well, that's for the winter season. And we do it anyhow, but we do call it our warming sessions at this time of the year. But picture every day to keep you a little bit warmer. And we also greet you with your birthday greetings if you're a registered Facebook user and you're a friend of mine. So if you would like those warming greetings when it's your birthday and you'd like to share your day with everyone, please send a friend request to us and we will add you on. And whenever your birthday comes around, we will celebrate it with you and we will give you a birthday greeting. We have done that religiously for over 2 years now. We don't plan to change it. It's a part of the journey, that's a stable part of the journey, because it is the first chance for us in the morning to spread love. We have not done it this morning as yet, because we're here spreading love visually in this vlog. So thanks again for joining us. My name is the Bajan Warrior. I know you want to call me Mr. Handsome, but we already have a Mr. Handsome at Q. You could call me the ultimate handsome. You could call me Mr. Olympian. You could call me Mr. Gifted Athlete. You call me whatever you want. Anything that's kudos. Actually, you could call me a puppet. I don't mind that. I laugh at that because I've found the freedom of laughing at myself, a freedom of expressing my love unconditionally. Whether someone accepts it, whether someone wants it or not, I'm going to express it in a way because I have the freedom to do so. A lot of people bottle up their love, bottle up their emotions because they're fearful of getting a broken heart. Well, that fear is going to stop you from being free. You got to be free to be yourself. Share your emotions. Share them publicly. If people don't like it publicly, don't follow your channel. Don't come on the channel. Don't talk to you. Go past you. Put a block on your name if you want. That's fine. But if you want to be a part of love, a part of honesty, integrity, kindness, care, passion, devotion to enjoy life, come and join us. Really Journey 246. You only have to turn on a Q video. Any Q video. You can go right back to the very beginning. See where we struggle to get people to understand that we have no ulterior motive. For us to grow, we have to give away all the blessings that were bestowed on us. And all the time, whenever we give you those blessings, without the expectations, we get them back. So it's the love that heals us. It's your love that heals us. So if you want to be a part of that beautiful, beautiful journey with us, all of us walk into our own light. We're not asking to walk to our light. We're asking to walk to your light in our company because we're going to walk there positively together. So thanks for joining us this morning. Remember, thumbs ups are not an insult. They are a thank you for your efforts. We appreciate what you're doing. We want to see more. We watch thousands of people, seriously, thousands of people come on and watch our live vlogs at Community. When we go off, we've seen a few individuals begging people to put up a couple of likes or something to let us know what's going on. If you have the opportunity and you come week after week to sit down and watch what we're doing, a thumbs up will tell us that you're enjoying it. And if you're not enjoying it, then why are you coming to join us? If you're enjoying it, let us know, please. That is a great assistance. We also want to remind you this is not a company. This is our journey. What we do is we run on our pensions. That is how we survive. So you'll see us, we've dropped back considerably in what we do. And that's because we have the budget. Because the budget only goes so far. When we first started this journey, you know, we did everything. We spent everything to get it up and going. But we've had to chisel back to do the necessary requirements for making sure it continues. The longevity of it depends on our structure that we lay going forward. So if you are feeling in a good mood, you really like what you are seeing, or you just say, you know what, I want to make sure this journey doesn't end, the link is in all of our descriptions. Just click on there. Every dollar counts. Remember, this is not sponsored by anyone. This is not sanctioned by anyone. We are walking our journey. You are joining us walking your journey. And you are our companionship, and you are our love, and you are our spiritual energy. So thanks very much for that. All right, so you've just seen a long session of my beautiful face. If you want more of it, you can get in contact with Jeannette. She can print them and send them for you. I have known people who replace all their pictures at home with pictures of me. I know of people who have replaced their mirrors with pictures of me. So if you are one of those, you can always contact her, and she will, you know, happily print it for you. If you want one of her and me together because my handsomeness is just overbearing, and you need a little dilution with her beauty, you can also ask her for one of her and me, and you can put that up as well. But I know you'll probably only want me, and you'll probably end up cutting her out of the picture anyhow. So let us know if that's the case, so we can make sure that we're a little bit separated in the photo so that you don't damage my picture. All right, so we've been here from 6 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. I don't wear a watch anymore. I honestly do not wear a watch anymore, so I can't tell you the time. And many times when I'm doing the descriptions for these vlogs, I can't tell you the date either, as you all would have seen. I call it wrong date, wrong location, everything else, because I just live in sweet, living and enjoying life. But the point I'm making here about being here at 6 o'clock is this is what is happening with the high tide coming in. We walked all up here where you're seeing this glowing water or glowing sand. All this was dry sand when we first came here at 6 o'clock. So whatever time it is in your clock, 6 o'clock was low tide. That is how fast the high tide comes in, and this is why we recommend you start your walks 2 hours prior to low, walk through low tide, and an hour after. So that can give you a good 3-hour walk anywhere in this island on the beaches. You will cover so much in that time. You'll have a good time. Remember to take your water with you. You don't want to get dehydrated. Remember to take a hat with you and put on some sunscreen, or put on a rash guard to protect yourself. The sun ain't easy. Lying down in a chair and stuff on that umbrella is completely different to walking the beaches in the sun. So prepare yourself. Remember, foot attire is absolutely necessary. And enjoy yourself when you're in Barbados. Remember, you're in Barbados on vacation. Barbados is not a place unlike your home. Barbados has its own elements of challenges as well. So when you come to Barbados, don't drop your guard and come here and forget everything that's going on. You are just in another country having a really good time. A beautiful country with beautiful people. But keep your guard up so you will have a good, you know, incident-free vacation. Have a good time, and until we meet again, thank you for joining us. The Journey 246. Jeannette sends her love. I can tell you that straight up. She's been doing that. I'm sharing word in all the time in the videos. I send my love, and I can speak on behalf of all the Journey 246 walkers. We send our love, and the reason I know that is because they're not going to be here day after day after day after day, year after year. Remember, we're now over 4 years of doing this. If they didn't feel love and happiness and inspiration and want peace and serenity in their lives, that's why they come day after day. So to all of the MC Life Warriors from the very, very beginning, through all of our different chapters of our journey, I thank you all for being there all the time, because without you all, we wouldn't have come this way for sure, because it's your influence that has helped us to make this what it is. And it is your continued assistance and company and love and happiness that you're sharing that will help us to maintain this throughout. So thanks again for joining us. Journey 246, we go on for today. Until we meet again, remember, subscribe, put on your notifications, or you're going to get caught flat-footed. There was no warning about this morning. There will be no warning about any vlogs going forward. You will know of events, you don't know what time you're going to start, you don't know which exact day we're going to be there. And if you don't subscribe and don't put on your notifications, we will not have your company, which we want, because it's your company, your love, and your energy that makes these vlogs what they are. Don't think because you're online that you don't impact these vlogs. You impact these tremendously, because if you said good morning to anyone here this morning, you've done something that we all strive to do every day. And if you shared your love, or even whatever, in whatever form or fashion you do it, whether it's emoji or whatever, we appreciate that. If you send your comments, we're going to get back to you. One love, as always. Enough respect, as always. Have a blessed day, and hopefully this weekend will be an amazing weekend for you, the best weekend of your lives. See you all later.